Ще не вмерла України, ні слава, ні воля.
Hi, it's Jonathan, and welcome back to this special rally event the House of Ukraine held on the 22nd of February 2026 as part of the 4th anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Today I've got more speeches and songs to share. Firstly, a Greek-American activist named Nicholas gave a speech about the recent Olympics as well as the Russian military's violations of the Olympic truce. Secondly, some of the Ukrainian-American children from the Namysto dancing group danced to two patriotic pop songs. Lastly, Captain Josh Levine, an American war veteran who serves as the Chief Operations Officer of the Shield of Freedom, gave a speech about the importance of Ukrainian victory. Now, let's begin.
Nick, are you here? I saw you.
Nicholas!
Do you have a couple of words to say? Ти навіть чула, як співав?
Ні, я не чула.
Я тобі переслав.
Slava Ukraini, San Diego.
What's up?
Heroyam Slava.
All right. As we all know, today is the last day of the Olympics. I want to congratulate the Ukrainian Olympic team for their hard effort, good sportsmanship, and participation. Obviously, one athlete was disqualified because of the IOC making a rather foolish choice, which most of us here disagree with. I'm sitting here with the Greek flag, Greek American, no connections to Ukraine whatsoever. Ukrainian by choice, Ukrainian by heart though. And I just want to talk about these Olympic Games. The first Games, 776 BC, that's 2,800 years ago. They existed for 1,000 years during the Greek age, during the age of Alexander, to the Roman Empire, until Christianity became the official religion of the empire and then the Games were discontinued. The modern Games started in the late 1890s. And they continue until today. The ancient games were for the Greeks. And there was a thing called the ekekria, which meant the peace. Literally in Greek, ekekria means a laying down of your arms. This was the time when peace was so people could travel to the games, go to the games, and then return home after the games. The ekekria was only broken twice during the Greek period. And you had people traveling from Spain, from India, from Crimea, from North Africa to come to Olympia in Greece to celebrate these games. Modern day, of course, peace isn't really that important for the games. Russia, of course, has broken the Olympic peace multiple times. 2008, there were games in Beijing. Right after the games in Beijing, what happened? Russia attacked Georgia, this country right over here, the flag over my shoulder. They attacked Georgia in 2008. 2014, Russia held the Olympic Games in Sochi. If people don't remember that, they held the Games. They held the Winter Olympics. And what happened right after that?
Crimea and Donbass.
Days after the Olympic Games were over, they invaded Crimea, took Crimea, and started this war 14 years ago, 12 years ago. And then what happened? 2022, there were another series of Winter Games in Beijing. And Russia again, days after the games, invaded Ukraine. Full-scale war that we know of today, 4 years going strong. So Russia has broken the ekekria, the Olympic peace. They have broken the idea of sportsmanship, of honesty, of decency. This is what the Russians do. They cheat, they steal, they lie, they blood dope so their athletes can perform better. Russia's trying to cheat in war, too. Right now, unfortunately, the Trump administration is trying to ask Ukraine to give up land. They're trying to ask Ukraine to give up their best defensive territories, their best fortification lines. The lines that Russians are losing hundreds and thousands of soldiers every single day trying to take. They want to change the rules of war and say, hey, we want to get the land that we haven't physically taken yet. That's cheating. That's not playing by the rules. They cheat in sports, they cheat in war, they cheat in life. They want to steal Ukrainian children and transfer them to their population, that's ethnic genocide. The Russians, they have no limits. They see all of us as living in their world. And I see a lot of Ukrainians here today. I don't think they want to live in a Russian world. I think they want to live in a world where they have a choice for themselves, for their own future, for their people. That is what the Olympic Games are about. The Olympic Games are about honoring people's country, people's culture, working together for peace. The Russians don't care about peace. Invaded Georgia 2008, Crimea 2014, all of Ukraine in 2022. That is 3 times in the past 20 years. Russia has violated the Olympic truce. Russia has violated peace. That is the reason why Russia is banned for the Games. And I really hope the IOC and FIFA do not agree to let Russia back in. No Russia in the Olympics, no Russia in the World Cup. And I want to end on some positivity, because we all want this war to end. But what's the vision we want for after the war? I say the vision we want is the Olympics in Kyiv, the World Cup in Kyiv. I think we'd all love to see that. Love to see Ukraine be the center of culture and sports once this war is over and their peace can hold across the whole world. They get to hold the games. They will get to hold the World Cup. They will get to be honored by the ancient Eke Kriya, the ancient Olympic peace. Thank you very much. Slava Ukraini!
Heroям слава!
Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Ukraine wins, America wins!
Ukraine wins, America wins!
Ukraine wins, the world wins!
Ukraine wins, the world wins!
Stop genocide of Ukrainians!
Stop genocide of Ukrainians!
Stop genocide of Ukrainians!
Stop genocide of Ukrainians!
Save Ukrainian children!
Save Ukrainian children!
Save Ukrainian children!
Save Ukrainian children!
Russia is a terrorist state!
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 Putin is a war criminal!
Putin is a war criminal!
Stop Putin! Stop the war!
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 As we mentioned before, today we commemorate 4th anniversary of the start of full-scale invasion. So we have our children with us. Children is our future, and we have Ukrainian school in San Diego, and we have a beautiful dance group called Namysto. So we invite them on the stage. Це Україна, так? Перший танк? Окей. Виходьте, будь ласка, по центру. Ні? Добре, я знайду зараз фонограму. Надійшли мені на WhatsApp, будь ласка. Я думав, що в мене є.
Ukrainian dancers.
Окей, готові? Перше, так? Що ти надіслав? Ви готові? Діти, готові? Все, я запускаю.
Соломійка. Пішли.
Ми маємо вам сказати, країна це номер ван. Ми хочемо вам сказати, не скоримось ворогам. Допоки сонце світить ясно, допоки роси мерехтять. Скажіть мені, ну що не ясно, пора додому повертати. Ми це Україна, ми це Україна.
Thank you. It was Namysto dancing group from Ukrainian School of San Diego. Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Stand with Ukraine!
Ukraine wins, America wins.
Ukraine wins, America wins.
Ukraine wins, the world wins.
Ukraine wins, the world wins.
If you think that Putin sucks, give Ukraine a couple bucks.
If you think that Putin sucks, give Ukraine a couple bucks.
If you think that Putin sucks, give Ukraine $100.
If you think that Putin sucks, give Ukraine $100.
Долоні next. Окей. Окей, зараз долоні, приготуйтесь.
Нам дитинство спалене війною, принесли на крилечко птахи, і доходить радість стороною, кожен день українські дітлахи. Та не треба говорити, що весни не буде, Україна буде жити, бо такі в нас люди, дитячими долонями. Закриємо Україну дитячими долонями, рятуємо батьківщину дитячими долонями, закриємо Україну дитячими долонями, рятуємо батьківщину. Ми ракети спинимо руками, стане мирним небо назавжди, землю рідну нашими серцями, ми разом закриєм від біди, і не треба говорити, що весни не буде, Україна буде жити, бо такі в нас люди, дитячими долонями. Закриємо Україну дитячими долонями, рятуємо батьківщину дитячими долонями, закриємо Україну дитячими долонями, рятуємо батьківщину. Дитячими долонями закриємо Україну, дитячими долонями рятуємо батьківщину, дитячими долонями закриємо Україну, дитячими долонями рятуємо батьківщину.
Браво, браво. Stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine.
Yeah, for those who do not speak Ukrainian, yeah, this was a song and dance called Дитячими долонями, which means with help of children's hands. Basically, they say we will protect our country against this aggressor with our hands, with our palms. Josh,
Hello everyone, my name's Josh Levine. I think I know a lot of you, but there may be a few of you out there that don't know me. I am a former U.S. Marine Corps captain and an Afghanistan war veteran. I'm also the chief operations officer, or director of operations for the nonprofit Shield of Freedom, which is our local nonprofit that helps provide aid to frontline defenders, first responders, and civilians in Ukraine. I don't, like, maybe a little bit different than some of you, I don't have any connection to Ukraine. Not a direct one. I certainly have one in my heart now, but I hadn't been to Ukraine. I didn't even know any Ukrainians before the start of the large-scale invasion in 2022, and I got involved when I went to donate my combat gear that I had from Afghanistan in February of 2022. Just got to start knowing some of the people, started to pass along some knowledge that I knew and helping out with providing volunteer aid, and one thing led to another, and I started meeting some people at the front lines, and now I probably spend somewhere between 4 and 5 hours a day talking to frontline defenders and first responders in Ukraine, a couple 2 or 3 hours in the morning and 2 or 3 hours the rest of the day in the evening. So I have a very good sense of what's going on in Ukraine. I have that benefit. One thing I've noticed, which is pretty incredible when you think about it with 4 years of the war, is that it's gotten to the point where a lot of people, including some people I was just talking to, get very frustrated or discouraged, because this is a heartbreaking war. I myself have, that I know of, have had 9 people that I've lost that we helped during the war, and many others that have been wounded multiple times, and they usually end up going back to the front lines. The bravery over there is absolutely incredibly inspiring. But the one thing that I do not have is a lack of hope that Ukraine is going to be a free and independent country that is not a puppet state of Russia once this war gets done. A lot of people wonder, you think, oh, well, it's four years. How could this have gone on 4 years? This is such a stupid war. And it is. It's stupid, but it's only stupid on one side. It's stupid on the side of Putin and the Russian people that support him. He is the only reason that this war continues. And if you understand dictators or tyrants, they do not stop. They are not reasoned with. They don't care about your land deals. They will not stop voluntarily. They are stopped by free people, by people who continue to support the Ukrainian defenders. And what Putin and all of his henchmen and supporters are relying on is for all of us to give up hope and become discouraged and not continue to support Ukraine. And what's really inspiring about events like today, where all of you come out and help support the effort here, is that we know that that's not happening, and we know that as an organization too, because we see your donations. We hear about your calls and emails to the representatives when we go meet with Congress twice a year. We hear all the words of support that you guys offer, and I can tell you it's not just us in the organization that hear it, it's the guys at the front lines that hear it every single day. And that's the one regret that I always say in these speeches, is that I really wish that every single one of you could actually talk to some of these Ukrainian defenders in these frontline trenches and hear them tell you how grateful they are for America's support and for your support directly in providing aid to these defenders. It means the absolute world to them that they know that they're not alone. And when you think about it, I was just talking to a couple of my friends yesterday. One of them's name is Valik and the other one is Homa. Homa had last seen his daughter and son. His daughter was 13 months old. She's now over 3 years old. He's been in the fighting holes for almost 2 years. Valik, I mentioned this story to him, and he said, oh, I haven't seen my children for 2 years. For 2 years, having not even seen his children once. These guys have not given up hope. They're fighting every single day. They are sitting in a trench right now. It's freezing cold in Ukraine. They are trying to get power. They're eating terrible rations. They haven't given up hope. We have no right whatsoever to give up hope here in the United States when there's people like that sacrificing everything, putting everything on the line. And it's not just them, it's their family. It's their children that miss their parents, and their parents, the parents of these soldiers that miss their sons and daughters on the front lines. So we're not going to do that. And it'll vary from these rallies from time to time. At the first rallies after the large-scale invasion, it was a huge crowd, and we have some rallies out here where we have just a few handful of people. But we continue to come back and we continue to do whatever we can. And one thing I always tell people is every single person has a superpower, and you just need to find out what yours is. Some people have funds that they can donate, and I can tell you firsthand, especially from like an all-volunteer organization where every cent goes to the men and women at the front, that makes a huge difference. But other people, you know, even if you don't have funds, you can write to your congressman. You can come out to these rallies on a regular basis. There's always something you can do every single day. And if you just think to yourself, what is there one thing that I could do today or this week to help Ukraine? It will make a huge difference, because all of us together, even just flying a flag outside your house, helps provide support for Ukraine. 70% of Americans of both parties, which is amazing. What can you get 70% of Americans of both parties to agree on these days? Barely that the sky is blue. They support Ukraine, and that's because of all of your efforts in talking to your friends and families and informing people. And it's easy to do too, because truth and justice is on our side. So you just have to educate people. Once they're educated, they'll understand that Ukraine is on the right side of history. So I would just urge everyone to continue to remain engaged as best as you possibly can. Don't give up, and believe that there is going to be that day when we come back here and celebrate. Because Ukraine is, I promise you, going to end up being a free and independent country at the end of all of this. We're not going to let it happen where that doesn't happen. I believe that with all my heart. And I know, even more importantly, that the guys on the front lines that are defending freedom believe that with all their heart. And as long as that fighting spirit still survives in their hearts, Ukraine is going to be free, and we have no right to give up on them. And so I'd urge you to continue to do everything you can to help out in any way you can. So thank you so much for all your support, for coming out today, and I look forward to seeing you guys hopefully on Saturday, the 28th, when we have another special event next weekend. And we're going to be doing some great stuff in terms of speeches and songs and commemorating the 4-year anniversary, both remembering all the sacrifices and also celebrating Ukraine's resilience in the face of evil. Thank you so much. Slava Ukraini.
Thank you, Josh.
And now you've seen Nicholas and Josh give their speeches and the Ukrainian children dance to some very catchy songs. In the next video, you'll hear some more songs from 2 of those children, as well as a speech each from Captain Askold Haiwas and a volunteer named John Nordstrom. By the way, we are now halfway through this rally. For now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications on my future videos. For now, I'm Jonathan Lombardi, and this has been Trident. I'll see you in the next video.
Ще не вмерла України ні слава, ні воля. Ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші воріченьки, як роса на сонці.